What's going on, guys, and welcome to episode number 1 of the Outcast. It's the first Football Manager 2016 series that will be on my channel, so I hope you really enjoy it. Now, in this series, obviously it's called the Outcast, so you might think, well, what's that? Basically, at the end of each season, the player that has the highest average rating, and obviously I haven't played any matches yet, but you can see that I am PSG, but I will sort it by the average rating at the end of the season, and whoever has the highest rating, they will be outcast. That means that I will not be able to play them anymore. Now, it also means I can't sell them, which I think is fair because, say if someone like Verratti, who's someone that I want to keep around for a few years, if he's outcast, then I can't sell him to my rivals and strengthen them just yet. Basically, they can only leave when their contract expires. So we'll see how that goes. Now, I can sign players and sell players as normal as long as they're not an outcast. So obviously, if a player like Ibrahimovic is outcast, then I will need to go and buy a new striker, providing that Cavani doesn't step up, but I probably have to replace Ibrahimovic. But the way that I am doing this is, well, I've done a similar series to this in the past on an old channel, and I found that it's always obvious. Well, it makes sense. The attacking positions, so these three right here, they're the ones that get the highest average ratings. And I think I played through 4 seasons as Barcelona, and it was nearly always my striker actually that got outcast. I think it was Messi, then Suarez, then Neymar, and then I think it was Draxler. So I'm not going to do it like that this time. I'm going to make it a bit more fair. And the way that I am going to do this is there's going to be like a randomizer at the end of the season. Now, I'm going to put in the highest rated defender. So that includes, in this formation, it will include the back 4 and the goalkeeper. I didn't want to put the goalkeeper as a separate one because I didn't think that was fair. I'm going to go for midfielders, which will be these 3, Verratti, Pastore and Matuidi. And then there will be an attacker out of these 3. So I'll randomize which position that I will give up, and basically, well, I'll take each player from each position, the highest rated player from each of the 3 positions, basically. So probably a likely scenario is that it'll be Thiago Silva, Verratti and Ibrahimovic. So those 3 will be put into a randomizer, and I will lose one of those. Now, for the first season, the player that I actually want to lose is Ibrahimovic, because he is 33 years old and his contract actually runs out at the end of the season anyway, so he wouldn't be a massive loss for us, and it means we can go out and get an exciting new striker for potentially 1 season. It could be a lot of seasons, depends how they do. But I am going to be managing PSG. I've never managed in the French league before, I don't think. I might have managed like Monaco when they first got like rich owners, maybe FM 12, 13. I don't think it was in 14 that I managed them. And basically, they've got a nice squad. They have quite a young squad as well. I've noticed there's a lot of 22-year-olds. So there's Aurier, Kawasa, Verratti, Lucas Moura. I'm surprised he was only 22. I thought he was a lot older for some reason. But yeah, that's basically the rules. And the way that I'm going to structure the episodes is that each episode will be about 8 to 12 minutes long. I'll probably do about 2 months worth of catching up in each video. So if I go to my fixtures, so obviously I've got like a lot of meaningless matches. Then there's the first game of the season, which is likely to be the first live commentary unless there's like any other good matches. But they've also got the Champions League starting. So I think the first match will be against Lille, the first live commentary. It is away from home, and for some reason I'm really, really bad away from home. In fact, it might be the Trophy de Champions, actually. I've just noticed that. I think that's like the equivalent of the Community Shield. I'm not sure who we're playing yet, really. I haven't really got into the game too much. I've just set up my tactic, and that's it, really. So, yeah, they'll be about 8 to 12 minutes long, the episodes, covering about 2 months. So this one will be episode 1. Episode 2 will probably be one of the Champions League matches here. Ideally, I think this one will be good at the end of September. Then we'll do that. We'll do like every sort of 2 months, and I'll catch up on the matches, and then we'll do one live commentary at the end of the episode. Up until about April and May, depending on how well we are doing, because I noticed when I did this in the past that when I try to do it for every 2 months, when you get up to April and May and you're in like the Champions League semi-finals, the final, you've got like the cup final, you've got the final run into the league title. It is a mess trying to like pick which one do I live commentate. Do I live commentate the Champions League semi-final, or if I get to the Champions League final, do I do that? And if you get knocked out of the semi-final and you haven't recorded it, it's a whole mess. So for each of the big matches, I am going to live commentate each individual one. I think towards the end of the season, just to make it a bit easier. It means you can see more of the key action as well towards the end of the season. And for this series, the Outcast, it is going to be a long-running series, and the way that I can describe it is I'm going to be managing 10 teams, and each of these teams, they're probably the best 10 teams in the world, I would describe them as, and I will be managing each of those for about 5 seasons each, I would imagine. Might be more, might be less. I might manage PSG for 3 seasons, then I'll move on to the next team, manage them for 7 seasons. Then I can do another team for 5 seasons. It just depends on how the save's going, how invested I am into it. But I don't think it'll be longer than 7. I don't think I'll do longer than 7 seasons for each team, really. Now, the other teams that are in this series, obviously PSG are the first one. Now, in no particular order, because I'm yet to determine which order I will be doing these teams. But then there's Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, Real Madrid. There's Arsenal, Man City, Man United, Chelsea, and Juventus. So that's 10 teams that I will be playing as in this series. And I think if I average about 10 episodes a season, I think that's about fair. By about 5 seasons, 50 episodes for each team, that's about 500 episodes. So we'll see if we get there. Probably not, but I'll try my hardest, because it will make an exciting long running series. And it's one of the things, like managing the big teams in FM. It's something that I really like doing because I'm familiar with the players, and I haven't actually played this game too much this year, so it lets me learn the game as well. But just managing a big team, like with no strings attached, it's a bit easy, isn't it, really? Like there's nothing, like there's no challenge to it, and I like having a bit of a challenge. I like to think of myself as quite a creative person, like having all these new series like that haven't been seen before on YouTube, pretty much, and I don't know, it's just something that I like doing. So I think that's about it for this episode. It's just like a really quick, well, I say quick, I've rambled on for quite a bit, but it's just an introduction episode for the series. There's my tactics. I haven't looked at who I want to sign. Possibly, I don't know, maybe a midfielder, maybe a left and right back. I need to see how good Kwanzaa and Aurier are. I've went for Syria, we have Trapped. There's not really much in them though. And that's basically it then. So thank you for watching. I'll see you for episode number 2, which will probably be the Trophy to Champions match on the 1st of August, so just in exactly 1 month's time. But yeah, that is it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.